Hongwen 2025 Prelim question 15. Let's solve it in less than 5 minutes. For part A, let the length of a small cube be represented by 1 unit. So we know that the length is represented by 1 unit. What is the length of a large cube? The length of the large cube will simply be 3 times that of a small cube. So we know that it's represented by 3 units. Now, how do we find the volume? We know that the volume of a cube is length times breadth times height. So the volume of a small cube would simply be 1 cubic units. Okay, likewise, let's try to find the length of a large cube. We know that for the large cube is 3 times 3 times 3, and that gives me 27 cubic units. How do we find the ratio of the volume of a large cube to that of a small cube? The ratio large to small, the answer is 27:1, and that's the answer for part A. Let's move on to part B. First, let's see what's the maximum number of large cube that we can place inside the container. We can put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's an 8, and we know there's a 9 here. So we know that one layer of 8, we can actually put 2 layers of 8. So 8 times 2, that gives me 16 large cubes. For one large cube, we know that it can be represented by 27 small cubes. So we have to take 16 multiplied by 27, and that gives me 432 small cubes. However, the question states that we can fill up the container with 576. So let's find the difference. 576 take away 432, and that gives me 144 small cubes. These 144 small cubes are the layers on top, that is on top of the large cubes. How do we know how many layers are there? Let me draw out for you. One large cube, we know that we can cut it into 9 small cubes. So we know that there are 8 large cubes at the top. 8 multiplied by 9, that gives me 72. To find the number of layers, 144 divided by 72, and that gives me 2 layers. How does these 2 layers work? 2 layers, 3, 2, we know the total length, 32 centimeters. We can find the length of a small cube. 8 units, 32 centimeters. 1 unit gives me 4 cm. That is the length of a small cube. We can first find the length of a large cube. Length of the large cube will be 3 units. That will be 12 centimeters. Can we find the length of the medium cube? We know that medium cube is half of the large cube. 12 divided by 2 give me 6 centimeters, and that is the answer for part B.